Don't worry, Glum is light as a feather.
Okay, as you're going across, he says, "What dealings do you have with House Sokol on that island?"
Heroic dealings.
We're investigating the light. I say curtly.
Yes, the lighthouse will soon be alight with the bright flame of our courage. And probably fire.
Well, I would greatly appreciate that.
Have you noticed anything strange while ferrying over people? I'm sure you see a lot of different things.
Well, I don't step foot on that island because Graham used to tell me that that island's full of spirits.
Really?
I've never seen one, but Graham's always right.
I like how he's slowly. I noticed that he's slowly developing a southern accent, and and I am now having an existential crisis.
Yeah, well, Graham keeps telling me that there's spirits over there.
I look over to Glum and say, "Hey, buddy, you want to keep that silver sickle a little close? You might need it."
Glum looks at his sickle pretty with a big smile. Will this work on other things besides chickens?
It'll work on undead things.
Ooh. Destroyer of spirits. Sounds like it's right up my alley.
At least that's what the legends tell me. If the other people are probably, how do the other people react to me talking about this sickle?
Nobody cares.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, so you get to the tower. I'm sorry, that's the tower. You get to Thorn Island. It's a sandy, wind-buffeted islet resting ashore in the Bay of Flan. And you can tell that it serves as a natural breakwater against the ravages of the Moon Sea. The isle's most prominent feature is the Sokol Keep, fortress and former headquarters of the formidable Sokol merchant house. A beacon atop the highest of the tower serves as a lighthouse, and you can see the beacon, but it's not lit. Strong currents and rocks make getting to the island somewhat problematic. There is a small quay in the eastern end of the isle, as well as a couple of large wooden warehouses. The dock and the houses look like they have seen better times, but they are still sturdy.
I'd like to find a way to get up into the lighthouse. Is the lighthouse in the center of the keep?
It is. There are three towers. So there's the biggest one is the lighthouse, and then there's a western tower and an eastern tower at the keep.
Which way should we go, gentlemen?
So we're at a dock where the ferry let us off, or?
Yep, you're at a dock where the ferry lets you off. You can see that there's a path heading towards the keep, and there's a path heading towards um, to the eastern side where you saw those like buildings, large wooden warehouses.
What time of day is it right now?
I would say it's around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So our business is primarily the lighthouse, so we should probably take the path toward the keep, right?
Yeah, get that lit as soon as possible.
Adventure.
So we'll take it that path.
All right. As you're walking up the path, almost at the keep, a middle-aged human male comes out and says, "Hold up there, gentlemen."
Yes.
I say yes at this same exact time.
I am groundskeeper Darvag, and I'm in charge of the upkeep here around this keep. What dealings do you have here?
We've been sent by your boss wondering why the keep is not lit.
We can't seem to get it lit. Every time we try to light it, it just turns itself off.
You have any? You know any? Can you figure any reason why that's happening?
No idea whatsoever.
Glum gives a confused kind of look at them, the guy, the groundskeeper, and he says, all you need to make light is just fire. Why don't you light a fire up there? Just let it burn.
We've done that. It doesn't help. It will not catch fire.
Well, why don't you let us up there? Let us look at it. Some of us are trained in magic. Perhaps we could figure something out.
Perhaps.
Okay, so he tells you that he has Chandra, his wife, is she's primarily responsible for ensuring the interior of the keep is clean and prepared, and my son Roran, he's the one that runs up there and lights it.
Perhaps we should meet with your son. Is your son around where we can talk to him?
Yes, let's go over to my house over here. And he points to a little cabin that's next to the warehouses.
Okay.
Where are the Black Fist guards?
They should be over by the keep.
Okay.
So as you get to the house, his wife and son come out of the cabin, and he introduces everybody.
Good to meet you. What was the son's name again? Roha.
His son's name is Roran.
Roran. So Roran. So describe to me what you normally do when you light the lighthouse, like the lighthouse. Wow, that's very illiterate.
Well, I go up there and I open the little door and I light the little straw tinder that I have, and I put it in there and it lights everything up big.
Can you describe to me how it's been going out?
Well, it seems like every time I try to light using my flint and steel and the tinder it starts to catch, it would seem like somebody blows it out.
I can't justify. I think I know what it is, but my character wouldn't know. I just kind of look at it and just kind of shrug and say it must be some kind of magic of some sorts, but I'm not quite sure what it could be.
Character also doesn't know, but clearly Bugs Bunny.
Clearly, Bugs Bunny.
Glum looks over at Tyska and says, there are no bug bunnies here.
Maybe we should go up and take a look at it.
I think that might be best. Perhaps getting a first-hand look at it will reveal something. Roran, can you Can you take us to the lighthouse?
Why, sure, no problem. Follow me.
Thank you.
And they start.
Anybody else have any other questions before we leave?
I do not.
Any news of pirates?
We haven't seen any pirates out here.
Has
Okay.
anything else weird been happening around the keep these past few days?
Well,
Or leading up to the light going out?
when the light went out, we heard this wailing sound, like someone screaming at the top of their lungs. But we were all together when it happened.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Where did that come from?
From the lighthouse.
Well, maybe it was windy and it blew out the fire.
I'm assuming I look at the boy and say, I'm assuming the fire is protected somehow from the outside, from your normal wind and wear and tear.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were. It's a magic fire. Once it lit, it's supposed to stay lit. So we were surprised when it turned off. I've
Kinda
never
gets a big
remembered
smile.
it being off before. I've been here since my whole life.
Okay. I guess we should probably check this out. So we got I kind of relay to Rohan and Kalorian. So we have some weird wailing, a magic fire that's going out. What can take out a magic fire?
Sounds like a banshee.
Would Kalorian know that? Or whoever spoke?
Yeah, can I do an arcana check?
Go ahead. Yep.
I know out of character we would know that, but would in character would he know that? I can't justify an arcana check, so I'm not doing it.
No, you guys don't recognize it at all.
Okay. So we're just gonna wander in there. I'm gonna wander in there, but obviously I know something weird is going on if a magic fire is going out. So I'm checking once we get to the tower. Once you start describing things, I'm going to be looking for anything out of the ordinary. I'll describe how once you describe the area.
Okay. As you get to Sokol Cape itself, you're in the courtyard, and if you look to the east, there is a tower. To the west is another tower, and in front of you is the largest tower, that is the actual lighthouse. And there's doors to each one of them.
Okay, let's head toward the lighthouse tower.
We're following the boy at this point to the lighthouse, so I think we would continue going to the main lighthouse unless something spooks us.
I'm going to ask the boy, what are the other towers used for?
I don't know. There's sometimes the Blackfist guards are in there, and Pa goes in there a lot. I've never been in there.
Is that where the Blackfist are currently?
I don't know where they are currently. They usually around here in the courtyard, but I don't seem to see them.
Is it unusual for the Black Guard to not be at their posts if they're supposed to be assigned somewhere?
Yeah, they're always here. Every time I want to play dice or cards, they're always here.
Do we want to go to the lighthouse first, or do we want to check the towers and see if we can find the guards?
Yeah, with that, we maybe should look for the guards.
Well, choose a